Most men don't fail because they're weak. They fail because they believe the lie that transformation has to be dramatic, a huge moment, a sudden awakening. But the Japanese knew a truth most modern men have forgotten. You don't rise through explosive change. You rise through silent improvement, one cut at a time. That system is called Kaizen, and it is the quiet assassin of every bad habit you have ever carried. Kaizen doesn't care about your motivation. Kaizen doesn't care about your feelings. Kaizen doesn't even care if you believe in yourself. It demands one thing: a small improvement, repeated without mercy. This is the philosophy that turned factory workers into global powerhouses. This is the method that rebuilt Japan from ashes after World War II. And this is the system that will break your bad habits, the ones that have poisoned your potential for years. Let's begin. 1. Bad habits survive because you give them a throne. A bad habit isn't just a behavior, it's a parasite. It lives inside your routines, inside your excuses, inside the tiny moments where you choose comfort over growth. Procrastination, porn, junk food, alcohol, overthinking, weak discipline, different symptoms, same disease. You treat your habit like a monster, too big to fight. You look at it and say, I can't stop, it's too strong. But Kaizen flips the script. Kaizen says, you don't defeat the monster, you starve it, slowly, relentlessly, until it dies. The Japanese understood something powerful. Radical change fails because you try to kill the dragon in one strike. Kaizen kills it by cutting one scale at a time. 2. Change doesn't start with discipline, it starts with friction. Everyone says discipline is the cure, but discipline fails for a very simple reason. Your environment is rigged against you. The temptations are too close. The comfort is too accessible. The path of least resistance is always open. Kaizen doesn't ask you to fight temptation head-on. It teaches you to cut friction so the bad habit suffocates. Remove the triggers. Shorten the temptations. Increase the difficulty of the behavior that's destroying you. And at the same time, Kaizen removes friction from the behaviors that build you, not by forcing discipline, not by relying on motivation, but by engineering inevitability. You don't overpower your impulses. You make the old habit harder to perform and the new habit effortless to begin. That's how men rebuild themselves quietly, one frictionless step at a time. 3. While you're still stuck, you fight your habit at 100% or 0%. Western culture created a toxic lie. If you can't do it perfectly, don't do it at all. You know this lie well. You try to quit porn, fail once, and fall back into the cycle. You try to eat clean, mess up one meal, and tell yourself the whole day is ruined. You try to wake up early, oversleep once, and lose all motivation. All or nothing thinking is why men stay average. Kaizen destroys this mentality. Kaizen says, you only fail when you stop, not when you slip. If you fall 7 times, you stand up 8, and standing up counts as progress. 4. The samurai secret, cutting 1% every day. Samurai didn't become deadly by mastering every technique at once. They sharpened one movement 1,000 times. Kaizen follows the same code. Improve by 1% a day, not 20%, not 50%, not perfection, just 1%. But here's the twist most people ignore. 1% every day compounds. That's the real weapon. Kaizen isn't slow, it's unstoppable. In 100 days, you're not 100% better, you're unrecognizable. In your bad habit, it becomes a shadow of a past life. 5. Identify the trigger, the shadow moment. Every habit has a trigger, a shadow moment, that exact second where your brain whispers, just one more scroll, just one more video. You can start tomorrow. It's just a snack. You deserve a break. Find that moment, hunt it down like a predator. Once you identify the trigger, the habit is no longer automatic. You've exposed its throat. Kaizen teaches, awareness is the first cut. 6. Replace the habit, don't remove it. A bad habit is a placeholder. If you remove it without replacing it, your mind collapses back into chaos. Kaizen replaces destruction with function. Trying to quit junk food? Replace with water and protein. Not perfect, just better. Trying to quit porn? Replace it with a 2-minute cold shower. Kills the urge instantly. Trying to stop procrastinating? Replace avoidance with 90 seconds of focused action, not a full work session, not a productive day, just 90 seconds. Kaizen is the art of better choices, not perfect ones. 7. Lower the difficulty until you can't say no. Most men fail because they build goals around fantasies, not reality. Kaizen forces you to lower the difficulty until success is unavoidable. Too tired to meditate for 10 minutes? Meditate for 1 minute. Too distracted to read 20 pages? Read 1 page. Too lazy to hit a full workout? Do 5 push-ups. Your brain won't refuse something easy. And once you begin, you continue. Because action generates action. Movement creates more movement. Momentum births transformation. This is the invisible power of Kaizen. 8. Track the smallest wins. Build a warrior's ledger. Japanese companies kept meticulous logs of improvements. Every tiny upgrade mattered. Every small victory was recorded. You need the same system. A journal, a note app, a calendar. Write down your wins, the smallest ones. Not because you need motivation, but because your brain needs evidence that you are changing. Your identity follows your actions. Your confidence follows your consistency. A man who documents his progress doesn't ask, "Am I improving?" He knows, because he can see the trail of victories behind him. 9. Celebrate progress. Reward the warrior, not the outcome. Most men only reward the final result, the big milestone, the transformation. Kaizen teaches the opposite. Reward the process. Reward the daily cut. Reward the invisible victories nobody else sees. Because if your brain associates progress with pleasure, you will naturally repeat it. The Japanese understood this well. Small rewards fuel big achievements. You don't need a feast, just a signal, a moment, a breath of pride. You are training your brain to crave improvement. 10. The dark side of Kaizen. There is no finish line. Here's where Kaizen becomes dangerous. In a good way, it never ends. There's always 1% more to sharpen, 1% more to discipline, 1% more to grow. Kaizen doesn't give you a goal, it gives you a path. And once you step onto that path, you do not leave, because improvement becomes addictive. Momentum becomes your oxygen. Progress becomes your identity. You no longer chase motivation. You no longer fear failure. You no longer bow to bad habits. You become a man moving forward endlessly, silently, without hesitation. A man who grows every day cannot be defeated, not by temptation, not by weakness, not by his old self. 11. The real transformation. You become the type of man who doesn't break. When you practice Kaizen long enough, something terrifying happens. You stop focusing on breaking your bad habits, and instead become the man who doesn't form them in the first place. Your standards rise, your discipline becomes instinct, your identity becomes forged. Kaizen doesn't just change what you do, it changes who you are. Bad habits crumble not because you fight them, but because you outgrow them. 12. The man who improves by 1% a day becomes untouchable. Your bad habits don't need a war, they need starvation, they need pressure, they need time. Kaizen gives you all three. You don't rise in chaos, you rise in silence. A silent improvement today, a silent improvement tomorrow, a silent transformation over months, and one day, you wake up a different man, a stronger man, a dangerous man, a man who doesn't fall back into his darkness because he outpaced it, 1% at a time. This is the Japanese system. This is the path to breaking any bad habit. This is how you rebuild yourself from the ground up. Kaizen is slow, Kaizen is boring, Kaizen is merciless, but Kaizen works, and it will turn you into the man you were meant to become. Thank you for watching. If you want to see more videos, make sure you hit the like and subscribe button. Also consider joining my free newsletter for more raw, unfiltered insights. I'll see you in the next one.